everyone, welcome to another garden tour video, and this is a garden tour video for month of April, and I'm really looking forward to the forward moving forward to the following months and what it's gonna look like, because the start is always beautiful and the April is always the nicest time to start. But although I do enjoy all months and season in the garden, but especially April is beautiful. And if you have checked my YouTube channel, I have been posting videos about the garden tours, so please do check out. And as usual, I would like to start with my water fountain garden. And this room especially has a name because of the little water fountain you can see in the video, and it's easier for me to work in the garden if I have different rooms and names for it as well. So let us start with this plant called Viburnum snowball, and this one has full of flower bloom heads, and they look so beautiful, and I'm always looking forward to the time when they bloom fully and looks beautiful. And if you check my YouTube channel sorts video, you will see the blooms, and I posted some videos there from the previous month or years, I would say. And hopefully I will be able to share them with you in coming videos. So you can see that because of the sunshine, the garden looks quite beautiful and warm as well. I have done some major renovation, or should I say major changes with my plants, because I have reported them in different pots. As you can see, I've added more terracottas, and they look quite aesthetic and beautiful to look at. And I just thought they just needed some nice dress up, really. So that's what I did, and I was glad that I found some multi-pack terracottas in garden center, and I'm really happy with the purchase as well, because it's better to buy them multi-packs, and it's cheaper that way, I noticed. And this pittosporum is very beautiful to look at, and it's thriving in here now, and also some plants. And as you can see, the plants in these pots are having different colors and foliage styles, so I really like to have a look at them and feel them, and also observe them while I'm concentrating and relaxing in this pot. And so is the color. It does make a lot of difference. And this is my experiment, and this is my bonsai experiment, and these were the seedlings that I sort of collected on my way to work, on the paths and all those things. And this one here is a bamboo which was given to me by my family member, and it is really slowly thriving. And I've got lots of vinca major and minors here, and they have different kinds of blooms, which I really appreciate them as well. But more than that, I appreciate them for their foliage that drapes down like a curtains, and that's really something beautiful to look at. And I really want to only keep plants in my garden or in my space that I enjoy watching and observing as well. I really like this pittosporum here, and it's so beautiful. The color, the foliage, and the really it looks like it gives this corner such a beautiful light, and it's very catchy as well, and a lot of people have commented about it as well. And this fascia here is I think it's called a spider's web, and something that I had to sort of I've seen so many times, and then I just thought I must get one day, but I thought why not this year. So let's see how it grows and thrives in this garden, because for me fascias are really a plant that does well in my garden. And also I love the foliage, and I also love the kind of like the tropical vibe it gives, and I just love them for their structure as well. And as you can see, the spot from here is very peaceful and very nice and green, and also there are lots of variegated plants. There are different kinds of variegated plants here. As you can see, I've got some ivies and I've got some evergreens that have variegation. And I just love this spot. And the water fountain itself is a major, what you call the word is the major thing in here. And this ivies have done slowly so well because they were struggling and now they're catching up, and maybe they were just doing their growth. Maybe the roots needed to be better, and now this year it seems to be doing well. And this one here is my major find, and it's called Benny Michael Asa. And this one actually starts with red. Like most of the Acer, they go green, then they go dark, and then they go yellow, and then they go red. But this one seems to start with red. So I was really happy to grab them because there were only one left in the in shops. So I was really glad that I was able to grab the last one. And this one here, the Fatsia, I did some trimming so that the plants underneath could thrive. And as you can see, this I had this rhododendron, which I probably 6 years ago I purchased it from online, and it never really showed sort of happy side of it. But as I have opened the canopy above it, it seemed to be kind of waking up and looking lush and green as well. And this is Hypericum hitcot, and I'm looking forward to its yellow bloom. And let's see what will happen, because I did do some major pruning in here, so I don't know whether it will bloom or not. And the pathway is looking kind of looking much better because I did some changes here. And this side of my garden is mostly dedicated to wildlife as well. As you can see, I planted, so not planted, I've put some birdhouse there and some insects hotel and all those things that like some trimmings that are from the gardens. I leave it there so that the wildlife can make it their home, because I think it's so important to give wildlife home in your garden, because I have found that it makes a lot of difference in the garden, more different than putting on compost and all those things, I believe. Okay, so my azaleas haven't done blooming yet, but one of my rhododendrons, she looks so beautiful, and it's looking absolutely gorgeous, and it's tiny, and the bloom is so full and lush, and also it is cute because it seems to look like a little ball, and it's happy, and that's really important with plants. The plant needs to look happy, and this one looks very happy, and every time I walk into the garden, this one catches my eyes. And the stilbes in the corners, they are growing, and which is good, because those stilbes were all from the other side of the garden, and they were uprooted heavily. And as you can see, this garden, I have got some evergreen blooming plants, so completely different to the other side. And the other side here we got Chionathus, and this one has got like a beautiful white blooms, which it blooms like generously, and I'm looking forward to it as well. I have some stilbes here which I transplanted from different sides of the garden, and I'm looking forward to see their blooms, because that's what I like them for, their blooms. And let's see, and this fern here has got a nice foliage color, and it's called Jurassic, I think. And this Daphne here is called Perfume Princess, and because I kind of moved it around quite a lot of places, I mean, in different spot, it has struggled, but it seemed to be still doing well, so I hope it makes it until the bloom time. And this azalea here, they say right plant in the right place. I moved it to this spot particularly because I saw that it was struggling in that spot. So you can see the bloom head still intact. So I'm really pleased that it is intact, because that's what I plant azaleas for, their blooms. And I have got here the clematis that is going robust each year, and some clematis have not make it in my garden because I don't know why, but this one seemed to be getting better each year. And I have managed to get it climbing into the bushes. So let's see, when it blooms, it's gonna look beautiful. And I've got some different varieties of ferns here, and I have started using ferns in the garden a lot because of my one of my holiday. I went to this garden where it really helped me to see that ferns can make a garden look so beautiful. So it was really an inspiration from the garden that I really started putting my putting myself my giving myself out to planting more ferns in the garden. And really it was a good inspiration, I think, that I really learned from my garden tours. So I love watching garden tours. That's the reason why, because you get so many ideas and you get to learn so many things. And I know I really that I like that part of watching garden tours and doing garden tours as well. And my fuchsias here, these are the hardy versions that I was very, I was quite cautious about, because I haven't really seen any fuchsias thriving in my garden, where they do during the growing season, but not really surviving the winter. But this one did. So I really am now reading the labels before I buy any fuchsias, so that I know that they're going to make it in the garden. And moving on to my fish pond area, which is quite made interesting by this camellia. And I bought them when they were really small, tiny, 5 centimeter, in a really 5 centimeter small pots. And you can see now they're one little bush, and they flower so generously. And I have got another one, the same color, kind of similar, but their bloom heads are different, and I'm really, really thankful for that. And over here I've got some pear trees, and I have got here in my garden, I've got now three kinds of pear trees: Conference, Buhadi, and Dumi Duko Mik. And I the pear trees, they normally look so similar, but I do know them now because their little tiny fruits that is now there is so, they look very, very distinctive. So that's how you know which one is which. And this area, I used to have one kind of azalea in two different pots, but now I have this year I have resorted to change it to something like clematis. I mean, I like clematis for their blooms, and I just thought maybe do something different, and I planted them in a grow bag like this, so that it's easier for me to lift them up and like do some prunings, and also to change pots if in case. So I'm looking forward to the growing seasons as well. So let's see what happens. And again, I've got new heaps in a pot, and this one is a smaller variety of heaps, so they won't grow big. So I planted them in a small pot. So let's see what happens, whether it blooms or not. And you can see that my hostas are doing well now. And for me, this was a major change that I did last year, because I wanted to grow them in the ground to start with, but I just saw that the slugs won't leave them alone. But let's see if the slugs will do anything to them in the pots as well. But I really love them. And because when I bought oysters in the past, I bought them in a multi-packs or something like a pick and mix. So I do not have the name for all of them, but and I hope that I do will have some interesting looking hostas, because hostas are, mainly a collector's kind of favorite. So for me, it's like a little collection as well. So let's see what happens. And my fish pond area is looking beautiful with this little marsh marigold, and it's blooming as well. And so I planted some ferns around it, and you can see there are different kinds of ferns. So this empty space are looking beautiful now. And another camellia, you can see. So this was the one I was talking about earlier, with the different bloom heads. And it has got such a beautiful bloom heads, and it's so tight and fluffy, it looks like peony, but it is just beautiful. And you can see the azaleas have really, made a beautiful match with this bloom, so they just go well together. And turning around, and this area looks as always beautiful, and I love this space, and I do enjoy this space a lot. And I'm looking forward to that camellia, not camellias, this clematis doing well in that arbor, that little sort of obelix that I made myself from the hazelnut twigs and branches that I was saving from pruning them in the garden. So really, it is a nice project to have as well, and was interesting to do as well. And one thing about fuchsia, this one here, it's a beautiful fuchsia, but it did come up this year. So let's see whether it will bloom or not, and let's see. And like this one here is Biohadi, and you can see there is a pink tint over there, so that's how we know which one is which. Okay, all right then. Moving on to my rose climbing roses that I planted last year, and I'm really looking forward to it this year as well. And this apple tree had major transplant, but still it is doing well and blooming as well. And I've got here some peonies. I think these ones are the one that die back each year and come back each year. And there is a story behind these peonies, because these are doing well this time because I have made some rooms in this space, because I had so many other different kinds of plants in here that wasn't doing well. That wasn't doing well in a sense that it wasn't in a good space to start with, and because of that, these peonies were all the time coming up, but then they were not getting enough sunlight or enough space, that they would never bloom. But interestingly, this year they had a flower, I mean, buds, and that is very, very interesting, because I just thought, they were just coming up and not doing anything, but this year they are doing something. So let's see what happens. So I've got here some obliques that I, always use different plants with. So let's see what happens, because I'm looking forward to all those sweet peas and some clematis. And here I've got this peony. I am sure they will struggle because of the transplant, and so is this one here. But like again, I want to have the plant in the right places, and I don't want to be struggling with them anymore. So I'm just following the rules here, and you can see how beautiful my tulips are looking at the moment. And they were last minute tulips, means I only planted them at the very last moment, and I wasn't I because I was doing so many projects, I didn't have a time to plan or prepare them. But because I was able to finish those projects in time, then I just got a time to think about tulips, and it was December. So it was a risky time for me to plant tulips, but I did, and also I got them in a clearance sale. So because of that, I was very, very unsure about it, but yet I took the risk and I planted them, and look at them now, they're all come up. All of them have come up, and the varieties that I have now are the ones that I really love to see. And they're colorful, they're yellow, and they're deep pink purple, so they're sort of colors that I like to see in flowers, and I'm hopeful that I will be able to enjoy them in coming years, because they are the varieties that come back each year. And with my previous experience, certain varieties that come back each year do come back, and so I think I don't have to plant tulips for another 2-3 years. Let's see what happens. So this one is my little island that I created, so that I can have a 360 views of the garden when I am here, and enjoying the view and observing the breeze that comes through it is lovely. and those tulips are looking absolutely thriving, and because it's sunny today and they're all bloomed really heavily, and they look beautiful. And some perennials have come up, and this one I know for sure is the oriental poppy. And some of them I do not know because, with perennials, sometimes they do well and some year they don't. And I had been planting so many perennials throughout the years, I just lost the count of them. And so I know, but these ones are the lilies. So, and some of them are alliums, so I know what they are. And this is a little bee puddle that I made, and bumblebees can sort of drink water and rest their feet, and they kind of thrive, and they kind of appreciate this kind of little landing places. So as you know, that I love to introduce wildlife in my garden, and I love to look after them as well. So every little counts really. And this is like my little tapestry garden, I would say, because of different stitches of plants in here. Not different plants, but different classes with different colors. So I'm looking forward to the growing seasons because these ones I plant them for their bloom heads. So I'm really looking forward to it, and especially the miscanthus grass thing. Not miscanthus, I think it's something like miscanthus, and I'm really looking forward, and also pampas. So I'm really looking forward to their blooms. Let's look at the view from here, and as you can see, very soon this will look full of blooms in near future. So turning around and going to the other side of the perennial borders, I planted this tree here this year, and as you know that I have so many fruit trees, and also those are the pittosporum, and the trees that I have in the garden counts up to 25 different varieties, and this one is called Charles Ross apple, and I like this apple because their size are really big, so very fulfilling as well. So I'm looking forward to its taste as well because I like to do my research on fruits and everything so that I will have the best fruits in my garden. So let's see what will happen. And looking into the wildlife pond, as you can see, I have been trying to diminish the sharp corners with the foliage of the lavender and some grasses, so it's really working now. And I just love to be here in this side of the garden because when I really started this project, I was really unsure whether I was doing the right thing because it was a big project for me. But now I really look, when I really look back, I really think it was the right decision. And I have made some another kind of little, sort of tapestry here as well with stones and some previvum, and I love Sempervivum, and I have known them to for ever since I started gardening, and they always do well for me. And they're just a little simple, no fuss plant that really brings different kinds of life into your garden. And let's see the view from here. I just love how the muscaris are doing as well. And I have planted so many different kinds of marginal aquatic plant here. And I have a different names for it as well. The one is called ranunculus, and one is called pickerelweed, and the one is called, also the other one is called red vine dog, and the one is called microsword. So you can see there, that's a red vine dog, and I've got some I think it's called ranunculus, and I've got this one here. It's called pickerelweed, and I love them because I think it's their foliage. So for me, planting normally comes with foliage. I think I love to see different foliage, and those one there is a micro sword grass. So let's see what happens. So looking forward to different kinds of aquatic plants in this pond as well. And cotton grass, not to forget about cotton grass. So let's see what will happen. I have planted them. So, but at the moment, the focus should be on these tulips, because the tulips, they just look beautiful surrounded, surrounding this wildlife pond. So I just love the view that I can see where I am, standing and watching, the sunshine, the sun shining on the tulips. It's just beautiful. And another good news from my garden is this one here is a quince tree. And ever since I planted it, probably it took me probably around 5 years to see this blooms, because every year was a waiting game. Every year was, will it bloom? Because this tree, when I bought it, was quite small, and I was thinking every year it will, bloom or bloom, but now it bloomed, and I'm so happy because it just is thriving now, and the quince that it will fruit is gonna be a huge, large one. So let's see. And this one here, like you can see, I have created a different wildlife friendly grass and plants around the the wildlife pond itself. So let's see what happens. And some grasses and some plants. And the pot plants are doing so well, and I'm looking forward to my pot gardening this year, because every year I always was thinking about it, but I couldn't get my I couldn't get so much space for it. But now that I've created a patio here like this, and it's a stable ground, and also it is a sunny side of the garden, so the pots can stay intact in here and look beautiful at the same time. And I have sort of planted some evergreens, some heucheras, and some grasses, and some lavenders over there. So I'm looking forward to the beautiful looks that I'm gonna have to be looking at in the future. And again, my pot planting is it's I mean I just love it now, because with with pots, you just need a stable ground, and now that I have a stable ground, I'm able to go wild and free with my pot planting, and I do love them. I do love the the looks that it gives to the garden, and I also like to work with the pots and repotting and all those things, and it's really therapeutic. And going on to moving forward with the gardening tour, let's go with the tea room, inspired by my visit to Somerset. And this tea room has got beautiful roses, in his arbor. And each year they seem to struggle, but this time I have composted them, so hopefully they will have beautiful blooms. And there you go, another touch of tapestry on the pathways. And this is what my gardening style is. Every little corners matters. So that's me, and I like to catch every little corner as a little spot to be creative and do something beautiful with it. And maybe this is why I like gardening, because I like to be creative, and I like to just go and just do my creative adventure in there. So I just love it. And now the view is different, because it used to be grass, but I just love it. I just love every second at the moment in here. And this tea room is probably the most formal part of the garden because most of my other rooms have different jumbles and different kinds of plants, but this one has just got a same pattern around it, and it's green. And also it has got some flower pots. The pots are in four corners, which I'm looking forward to plant with different flowers that I've sown from seed this year. And that's one thing I like about gardening: sowing seeds sowing seeds and growing them from the seeds, and looking at them and seeing them grow. So it's just a nice thing. Gardening is just the nicest hobby to have, and I'm sure a lot of you will agree with me. And this area has especially one major plant here, and that is the wisteria, and which I planted it last year, and I don't think so I will be getting the wisteria effect this year or following years, because it will take time for the wisterias to really stand its ground here. So they said you have to wait another 4 years. So I'm ready to, I'm not bothered by it, because as long as it's gonna grow, then I'm looking forward to it. And that's all it matters for me. And I'm not gonna hurry it, but I'm looking forward to it and imagining it, and also just hoping that it will do well. Also, let's just sit down, let's just pause here for a moment and just observe this area. And those are the pots. Especially in the afternoon, the sunshine hits this place, it just looks beautiful. And this area used to be my vegetable garden, but I have used it now for planting some flowering bush and all those things. Another interest of my gardening adventure. So I just use this space for it now, especially. And I've got here tamarix tree, which is about to bloom. And also, this is a great find, and this one is a tree that has got two different kinds of fruits, and one is golden delicious, and the other one is Elster. So I was very pleased to find them in clearance aisle, because these two were the kinds of fruits that I don't have in my garden. So I really have to, I really like to try different kinds of fruits if possible. And having to try different kinds of fruits has been a kind of like a habit for me now. So I really enjoy growing fruit trees. And this one here is a grass that I grew from seeds that was sent to me by the flowering by the seeds company that I buy seeds from, and it was like a complimentary gift. So, but it's doing well. And this is Ceocarpus, and its foliage color is beautiful. And this area looks now more sort of peaceful and more formal now, because I've done some decluttering and really adjusting this space. Because one reason that I'm trying to bring this space into life is because this space gets the full sunshine, the evening sunshine, the sun's when this the afternoon sunshine when the sun is setting. It really looks beautiful here. It means I can enjoy the sunshine even during the evening hours. So it's so important for me to enjoy the sunshine. And I've got the different pots here with dahlias, with the gladiolus, and some water planting as well. And this one is here is medlar. And medlar fruit, something I want to try. And I've got here some peach tree, and also I've got some apricot trees. So this side of the garden really is more like tropically kind of fruits, I say, and some blueberries and some gooseberries, of course. And I planted some canna plants in there. So it's called Canna tropicana. So let's see what happens. And I've got some dahlias and some different kinds of plants in there. And also, as you can see, the rhubarbs are doing well. And moving on to my pottage here, I love this space, and I've deliberately planted this oregano dotted around, so that they look beautiful and also interesting. And also, when I walk into the garden, I just into the pottage here, I want to be feeling creative and wonderful, because most of the time vegetable patch are empty throughout the year, so I just don't want to see that sort of emptiness, and having this kind of makes it look like a garden. And I have some lot of vegetable seeds, so I hope that I will be able to grow them here. This is an elephant garlic that I got from a holiday, and now I'm able to grow them every year, I think. And it's really a good idea to do that, to bring something back from your holiday to remind you of something beautiful. And And I've got so many greens in this spot, and I've got a new one here, which I bought recently. It's an artichoke, and artichokes. I haven't give up on artichoke growing artichokes in the garden because I failed many times, but this time for sure I hope it is the right plant in the right place. And some super green here, which I love to eat. And I love to eat vegetables, but I also like to grow them. Not a good vegetable gardener, but still I try my best. And this leek seemed to do well because of the compost that I recently put in, preparing the soil, and some peas that I sowed from seed. And I'm planning to grow lots of kale, different kinds of kales, and I'm planning to grow some pumpkins and some tomatoes. And I've only like one variety, and that is a tomato pear. And this one is now my new garden. It's called Berry Garden. The reason behind is Berries Garden, because the reason behind it is because of the berry fruit, the bushes that grows berries in it. And you can see there's a Hakun tulip in here, which comes back each year. And because of this tulip, I was able to know which variety we need to plant in the garden, and that is the Darwin varieties. And you can see those currants I planted. There is black currants, there is red currants, there's a gooseberry, and there is lots of different, not different, but lots of the same varieties. And this is a trumpet lily that comes back each year. And I've got some dogwoods, and I've got some azalea in there. This one is a plum tree that I loved, and ever since it started fruiting, and I've been enjoying the produce from it. And like I say, the garden itself has to be productive for me, and the fact that I was able to make lots of jam last year was such a blessing, because this year during the winter time I was able to enjoy those jam, and they were really sweet and fresh and delicious, and I really enjoyed it. And that really inspired me to plant some more berry bushes in here. And my new area in the garden now I think I will call it a perennial border as well, because when I was building that the wildlife pond, I was able to create a new flower space here. And what more does a gardener needs? A flower space. I mean, space to plant more plants, more flowering plants. And I've done that here, and I lost the space. But when you lose some space, you will get another space. You get something, and that is to do something about it. And I was able to do that in here, and that's something I really enjoy. And creating new space and beautiful flowering space, and I'm looking forward to doing more in here. And I planted some gypsophilia, some roses, and also I planted some echinacea last year, which have come back this year, and I'm really happy about it, because somehow echinacea just struggles in my garden, and to see them actually come up this year means so much to me. And I cannot get enough of this little island here, and I've got so many different kinds of plants in there. And those tulips, you can see how beautiful they look. I mean, I every time I come out in the garden, I cannot go back without seeing them, because I just love them too much, and they are so beautiful, and they're yellow, and it's so cheerful. And this side of my garden, I like to call it my mini orchard, because I've got some cherry trees, some apple trees, some pear trees, and some plum trees around it. And like I said earlier, I have like 25 different kinds of fruit trees in the garden, and 8 alone is apple tree. So just imagine, my garden is not that big, but I'm able to put all these different kinds of productive plants in a year. And the reason behind that is because of the different kinds of breed of the tree. Like this one here, it doesn't go big, but it flowers a lot and fruits a lot, and enough for me. And I don't know about this Brahmi tree, but I did prune it, and I thought it will not make it, but it has bloomed, so it will have some little bit of fruits in there. So I'm not I'm not complaining about it, but I'm pleased about it. And the cherry tree trees look much healthier this year, because every time I had them growing, something happens, like the aphids come and attack it, but this year it seems to be a bit silent. So I don't know what will happen, and I hope I will be enjoying more cherries this year, because this year the blooms were so many, and I was like stunned, because I never seen them do so well. I mean, this year was the first time that it really did well. And I've got two kind of cherry tree, that is amber heart and molera cherry tree. So the view is always looking beautiful from here now. As you can see, the tulips is making all the difference, and I just love them. And the green grass is getting greener, and I had sown some seed on February time, and it looks like it's slowly getting there. And I have the only patch that I've left is this one, so but I'm gonna look after it and cherish it, because this is the only green grass that I have. And as you can see, I was struggling in the past with the grasses. I love grassland, but I was just struggling with it. But this one is doing well for me, so I'm gonna keep it. And because of the orchard around it, maybe it gives it good shade as well. And this one here is a new variety, of a pear tree, and it's called Domini du Comique. So it's a French name, and apparently it's a very good variety of pear, and I'm looking forward to testing them. And here you go on my this side. I haven't named it yet, but I think I will not name it so much, because it has got so many varieties of different kind of bushes and different kind of trees in here. And for me, this was the most ultimate project, because I had to do so many major changes here, because I had to get rid of all the unnecessary stuff, and I had to do it with the right stuff. Like this one here is a maple tree that is green and turns into red, while as the other one turns red into green. So let's see what happens. And over here I've got my hydrangea, and I've lost the count of hydrangeas that I have, and I don't know what color of bloom this one is, but I am sure it's a good one, because I don't buy bad hydrangeas. So hopefully I'll be able to match the label that I save from the plant that I buy all the time, and can tell you the name. But this one I'm particularly very, 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 very pleased with, because it was transplanted from the water fountain garden, because it was getting leggy in there, and it looks like it is much happier here. And this one also was a transplant, and I was very pleased to see a bloom head, and this is an elderberry, and I like the foliage color of it, and also the flower looks so beautiful with it. So I am looking forward to it growing in here. And another wildlife sort of support here, and I applied all the cuttings and trimmings from the garden in here, so that the wildlife can make it their home and thrive in there. And also I saved like a hairs, and then I just put it in there, so that birds can use it to mend their nest and build their nest, and it is another support for the wildlife. And this one here is a hydrangea, which will have a really a dark foliage, but let's see what happens. And I've got some camellias that I've transplanted in there, and looking forward to the growing seasons, because it will take them another year, I think, but still I'm pleased that I did it. And smoke bush tree, and also I've got pittosporum here. I've got different kind of flowering bushes in there, and the fact that they're still in a developing stage, I mean, they will take another maybe a year or two to get better. So by then I will be able to post more videos, and hopefully you can see what kind of them are, and also you will know what are they, because I'll be sharing the name as well, because I do save the labels of the plants that I buy, and I love looking at them, and I file them, and I just collect them, and it's just one of the things I like doing. And the space here is finally coming to its place, and it looking beautiful as well. And I've got here a walnut tree as well. Wow. I hope you enjoyed watching this garden tour video as much as I enjoy making them. And I love garden tours, and I love to visit different kinds of garden, and I really appreciate gardeners and gardens throughout the world as well. And if you've been checking my videos, I have been posting videos about my wildlife pond progress, and I have which I built myself. And please do go and check out and see if you want to build a wildlife pond yourself. And for me, gardening is itself a nice place for me to enjoy, but also I would like the wildlife to thrive in it as well, because it does help in the health of the gardens as well. And I've got like different kinds of fruit trees in the garden, 25 different kinds of varieties, and I'm looking forward to share the fruities of it as well in near videos. So please do not forget to subscribe to my channel, because I'll be posting, and I'll be trying to post a video each month, every year. So that is my aim. And please do subscribe and share as well. So till then, I will see you in the next videos, and till then, happy gardening and enjoy your gardening days. And till then, I'll see you next video. Bye bye.